Welcome to another segment with Dave and myself, and today we're going to show you how to make a Morgellons scrubber. A lot of you got Morgellons. It's a pain in the ass, trust me, I know. And I come up with a solution to help a lot of you get the stuff out of the skin. You are going to have a constant battle with Morgellons because this is a bio-nano affliction. It's a polymerized biofilm that you've been afflicted with. It's coming from the sky and it's coming from the ground. You're walking down the street. I'm in the fall of northeastern, midwestern United States and Canada. Look at the leaves. They got these big black spots and these rustic colors. That is your barium, your aluminum, and your titanium and your radioactive materials coming from the sky. I had a theory about a year ago because I've been working with another fellow out west named Brian. I told him that I think that the chemtrails are different in different parts of the world. It was only a hypothesis up until 2 weeks ago. And 2 weeks ago, the Europeans are now saying that they're finding plutonium in chemtrails. We already had uranium, we already had thorium. That's why some of you are feeling sick and faint sometimes when you're going about your day, because you're having a fallout. You look up in the sky, you see the lines and whatever. Even the storm that was just hit the northeast there was again being manipulated by HAARP, and there was a woman on the YouTube that was pointing out underlining waves, saying that the HAARP was being hitting the chemtrails, causing this heat to produce the condensation. Now, whatever your take is on that, to me, I don't really care. I do know about HAARP, I do know about chemtrails, I do know about Morgellons firsthand. As I've been playing this for myself for a long time. So I'm going to show you something that will make a huge difference in healing the lesions and helping you draw out the particulates in the skin. What you're going to use is aloe vera gel. I like this company. I think they're a good company. In Canada, I don't know what's wrong with the aloe vera gel here. It's liquefied. This actually looks like a gel. So what we're going to do, we're going to show you how to become a kitchen alchemist. Ooh. Tidy bowl man's in there, no. Alright, we're going to pour in. That's why I like these little jars here. They give you these little measurements here. So, okay, I'm going to pour in about 250 milliliters, okay? You can make this as strong or as weak as you'd like. Now, okay, and you notice we did a segment on using these high-powered devices. So now we're going to add to it citric acid. Probably 1.5, probably about a teaspoon of citric acid, because this is a small spoon. Okay, you're going to add salicylic acid, aspirin. Okay, now, do not buy the 81 milligram shit that they're telling you to take every day. It's shit, end of story. You've got waxes in it, you've got metal components to it. Polymers do not break down in the body. They do not pass through the body. If you break down the polymer in the body, it will change and morph into something completely different. So, you cannot aggressively break these things down in your system. So if you're going to use an aspirin, use it pure. Place to get a pure aspirin is UnitedNuclear.com. Go get it. Go check them out there if you're in the United States. Anyway, using about that much aspirin, probably a quarter of a teaspoon, in it goes. Why are we using aspirin? Because aspirin strips off toxins off the skin. It actually heals the skin and reduces inflammation of the skin. Okay, we're adding vitamin C. What does citric acid do? Citric acid protects from the collagen breaking down. Why are we putting it in aloe vera? Because aloe vera will penetrate up to 3 layers of skin. So vitamin C, we're going to put about 20 grams, give or take, or maybe 15. 15 grams. Okay. So we got straight vitamin C, and the last thing we're going to put in is iodine, but we're not going to put it in right away. We're going to do something first. We're going to use our high-powered, high-tech device here. It costs us about $2. Okay. Now, you don't have to use a blender. I'm going to for display purposes, but I want this stuff in there. Okay, here we go. Just want to run it long enough for it to dissolve, about 2 minutes if that. All right, yeah, it went pretty quick. I mean, it's dissolved. All right, now we dissolved the components. They're in there. Now the last ingredient. Let's see if I can put it in there. We're going to add iodine to it. Now, why did I put it in there? Because iodine breaks down metal, and I don't want to risk breaking down my blade. So I'm going to put in half a dropper, 20 drops or so. Okay, maybe a little bit more. Now, how am I going to mix that? Okay, I don't have a wooden spoon. I don't have one. So this is what we're going to do to mad scientists. Remember in the old days, they used to say, aha, Igor, and you'd go like this kind of thing, you know. So you do this about 20 times. Okay. See, you're glass on glass, no metal. You got your iodine in there. Oh, this is a beauty. Now, you can also add copper in here. If you got colloidal copper or chlorophyll, you can do that as well and apply it. I mean, there's more than one way of doing this, but this is a beauty. Now, watch, everyone's going to ask me, is this safe? It hasn't blown up yet, has it? All right. See there? This is my test tube. I don't know how those scientists work with the test tube. They got a little small hole and they got to do this crap. And it's a lot easier, I think, don't you think? Anyway, see? About 20 times. Okay? Because now you're mixing and matching everything. Okay? You're getting the air out of this, some of this. Now, pour in the glass jar. Hey, that would have worked that way. Okay. All right, there you go. Now, how do you work it? Oh, now if you want, you can scent it with petitgrain. So I have to put it back in there. Or any essential oil you like, lemon, lemongrass, whatever. Whatever you have. You can add, if you add tea tree oil, it could be a little bit on the harsh side. So add the lighter oil. Petitgrain will work. Essential oil, lemon will work. Putting about 5 drops in there. I got to pour it back into this thing here. So I got to mix it up. This will give it a scent, and it will give it the healing properties of petitgrain as well. Oh, and it'll give it a nice scent. Now, is it safe? That's why I always get that question. After 100 videos, they keep asking me, is it safe?
Well, they don't know if we've recorded it all on the same day, Tony, and I'm releasing this slowly over time.
Okay. Yeah. So, hey, you can do it this way. Oh, let's see how this will work. Okay. See my hand's wet? All right. I'll show you how safe it is. Rub it on. Just like that. Okay. Rub it on all over. What will happen is, when you start rubbing it on, and really rubbing it in, what you may find is the polymers will start coming out. You may find tiny little black specks, blue specks, red specks. I even had a yellow speck. I was watching a guy with a UFO thing, and he had this yellow thing that popped out and turned white and fluffy and then disintegrated the next day. I had one of those pop on me. Now, whether it was an alien thing or not, I don't know. And I can't say, yeah, it wasn't. I don't know. I wasn't awake when it happened. So, but it's definitely, you've been penetrated by the stuff in the sky. If you've got a wound, sometimes a piece will come out of you, and when the stuff comes out, it will infect you as it went in. Okay, it's one of the last, it releases a biofilm or releases some other nano kind of tech that, again, starts that process all over again. So if you do this before a bath, okay, and I will give you a Morgellon formula for a Morgellon bath. What you're going to use is betadine soap. You're going to use TSP. You can use the Miracle soap or Epsom salt, and you can use baking soda. Okay, quarter cup of baking soda, a quarter cup, I didn't write that down, I should have, a quarter cup of Epsom salt, or an ounce of Miracle soap, a cap full of betadine or povidone soap. Put it in the water as hot as you can take it, stir it up in the tub, and then sit in it for 20 minutes. Take a light brush and start brushing. You will find that you'll have all kinds of fibers, they'll look like hairs, coming out of you. You'll have black polymers coming out of you, particulates. They almost will look like a bug kind of thing, but they're not. You'll have red things come out, blue things. You'll see a shitload of stuff come out of you. And this is because, and you can't see it on the skin because they're on a nano scale. They are beyond micro, you'd have to have a special microscope. I've got a 45x ocular, and even with that I have a hard time seeing the stuff. So I've got people that come in there, and if you see starting to see lesions form and geometrical patterns forming on your body, you have Morgellons. Okay, you have it. Everybody's got Morgellons. It's at different stages. If you're eating genetically modified food, which most of us are, and we're under these skies, which are dumping 27 chemicals on our bodies, those polymers bind with that biofilm that's inside of us and start to replicate and reproduce. That's how this is working. This is not going to cure you of Morgellons. There isn't anything out there that's going to cure you of Morgellons, but what it's going to do is it's going to lower the load in your body so that your body has a better chance of controlling the overload that's in your system. Once you have it and you start seeing the elements come out, that means you've got an overload. And your body's immune system is working because it's trying to push it out. That's a normal reaction. Okay? So when you're dealing with it, there are pools of polymers inside your skin that these things are utilizing to create a base or stimulate activity and growth in your system. So it was the engineers that cured the bubonic plague. It wasn't the doctors, it wasn't the herbalists, it wasn't anybody else, it was the engineers. When they separated the water from the wastewater that they were consuming, the spread of the disease stopped. The rats were dealt with because they were spreading it from the same water, and people were drinking the same water that they were defecating in as opposed to what they were drinking in. Until this stops, until this water modification experiment stops on our planet, this geoengineering, till we stop killing the earth with the genetics changing the bacterial and the biodiversity of these plants, we will all be afflicted in some form or another. If a bug's guts are exploding from eating these GMO foods, and a lot of you have enteritis, colitis, Crohn's, irritable bowel syndrome, leaky gut syndrome, that's the result of genetically engineering your digestive system to break down. You need to quit eating the grains. Absolutely, there's no question about it. Even if they say they're organic, they've been adulterated. You cannot have organic and non-organic coexist. This is what Whole Foods wants you to think. We are going to coexist. Impossible. Mexican scientists are telling you that they can plant it in a constrained area and the thing is 1,000 miles away with the same genetic code. You cannot contain this. This has got to be eliminated, or else all of us are going to be afflicted in some form or another, and this is part of the culling of the herd, if you will. So, this is one way of doing this. Now, when you get done with your bath and you've patted yourself down, reapply this again. When you go outside, apply this on your external features that are going to be exposed to the weather. This will form a protective barrier. Here, I'll show you. There it is, it's wet. Okay, rub it on. It will hydrate the cells because of the penetrating effect of the aloe vera and the citric acid in it. It goes on quick, it's there. When it dries, it'll leave a sheen. It acts as a protective barrier to minimize any further exposure to the atmosphere. Okay? So that when the stuff is coming down, if it's on your face or on your neck, you'll be walking down the street and you'll be walking into a webbing. You think it's a spider's web. It's not. That webbing is the result of the chemtrails, and those chemicals then will start penetrating the skin and you'll start having outbreaks. That's how lethal this stuff is. So if you're finding yourself touching a web, it's not necessarily a spider's web. And if you see any loose webbing floating around, do not touch it with your hands. Use gloves or use some sort of insulating material to gather this stuff, because once you touch it, it'll go inside. It'll pass right through. Okay? The last research I got was on chaff, and apparently chaff, when wet, with snow or rain, will penetrate the epidermis, will penetrate the skin. So again, they're dumping this stuff. They're dumping it, and you'll notice that in different sections, in different regions of the countries, whether you're in Europe, the United States, Russia, or wherever you are, you'll find that the trees, different trees will be afflicted. Here in Ontario, where I'm at, the maple trees, the chestnut trees, the oak trees, and the fruit-bearing trees like apples and peaches all have these black residual spots. Out west, it's been the pine trees that have gotten the bulk of it. Okay, different set of trees. So, and even in the southwest and even in the northwest. So there is an indication there, a strong indication that there are different chemicals in the chemtrails. There's a foundation that's the same, but they have different alterations because they're killing off the crop and the trees. Monsanto wants to have aluminum-resistant plants so that they can sell them to the farmers. What the hell is that? Why would I want to eat something that can absorb more aluminum to give me more brain damage? Excuse me? It's not somebody else getting this idea. We need to stop GMOs. We need to stop the chemtrails. Okay. So again, This will help you. The bath will help you. Okay? The bath is crucial to reducing the load. Using things internally like pectin. Okay, I'm a bigger believer of pectin than I am of the clays and the other things. Pectin works with the body, breaks down. It has quercetin in it, or it has, components in to pull metals out of the body, even radioactive metals, radioactive materials. You are dealing with radiation. Iodine is in here. Why is iodine in here? It acts as a protective barrier against radiation. It also breaks down metal. So once the biofilm has been broken down, okay, and you're using phosphorus internally, phosphorus stops the assembling of the polymers. Stops it. Okay, I've been again discussing this with a fellow out west named Brian. He's done the research on the military end of this stuff. He's got volumes of stuff on this stuff. I did it on the biofilm end. Okay, and so I deal with it from that end. The biofilm and the polymers are one and the same. If you were to look at, say this was a polymer, and you have a bacteria, fungal, microbial, viral. Viruses and bacteria in nature do not coexist. They are antagonistic to each other. But now I put them in a medium. So this tiny particle now has penetrated the skin and starts to do its thing. And so it starts to proliferate. So again, the viruses and bacteria now are growing inside you. Now one way to stop it is put a barrier around you. And a barrier would be a simple thing as a copper aluminum barrier, a barrier that blocks the harping, which can trigger the signals. But that's another story for another day. But anyway, this is something you can use. You can use it daily. You can put it all over your body. I wouldn't put it on the genitals because it will sting, but you can put it on the bigger parts of the body. Wherever you've got an infection, put it on. You will find it will heal it very quickly. You will start seeing things come up. As you can see, I put it on my face. It's already dry. I put it on my arm. It's already, and I've got a barrier. Okay, you can't even tell it's on there. Okay. Again, you can use lemongrass if you want. Let's say you're going into a hospital and you're worried about MRSA. So make some of this stuff, add lemongrass to it, and rub it all over your body, especially under here so you're breathing it in constantly. Lemongrass stops MRSA. There's a lot of things that stop MRSA. This whole idea that MRSA is an incurable staph infection is all baloney. I've got documents showing how they're curing it down in the southern part of the United States with certain antibiotics, but they will not release those antibiotics because they're very expensive. So your alternatives are essential oils, iodine, silver, GSE, propolis, and a whole host of other things. All right, I think that's it. Now you've got it. A simple little remedy you can make at home. It's called the Morgellons stripper. All right, to the next segment, to your health, eh?